Oh boy, I am treading some dangerous waters today, people. In case you haven't guessed it, I'm going to be talking about Avengers Disassembled, written by Brian Michael Bendis. The plot of this issue basically goes like this: it's the worst day in Avengers history. The formerly believed dead Avenger Jack of Hearts returns from the dead, but ends up blowing himself up, taking most of Avengers Mansion and Scott Lang, aka Ant-Man, along with him. Soon after this, the Vision crashes a Quinjet into the mansion, unleashing a horde of Ultron robots on the remnants of the team. The resulting fight leads to She-Hulk losing control of her powers and going on a rampage, similar to what her cousin usually does. Around this time, Iron Man is giving a speech at the United Nations where he basically finds himself drunk for some reason, despite the fact that he hasn't touched a drink in years. Returning to the mansion, Captain America and Hawkeye find most of the former Avengers and reserve members showing up to help, which is good because the Kree invades, and Hawkeye sacrifices himself in order to take them down. Now, all of these seemingly unrelated but tragic events are revealed to be manipulated by the Scarlet Witch, who has gone insane after revealing that her children were killed. In the aftermath of this, both due to losing funding from the United Nations as well as, most of their members feeling down and hurt as a result of what happened, the Avengers choose to disband. Yup, three major Avengers dead, and the person orchestrating the events was another Avenger. You can see why the story wasn't exactly popular. But I kinda like it. Yes, you have the stupidity of Hawkeye needlessly sacrificing himself. And unfortunately, this story would paint the Scarlet Witch in such a manner that she would never quite recover from. But there are a lot of heartwarming scenes as well. For instance, this scene, where all the former Avengers, reserve members, and associates show up to help. Look, there's Namor amongst all of them. He's the resident jerk of the Marvel Universe, in case you didn't know. There are so many people here who cut off ties with the Avengers, like Moon Knight, or James Rhodes, who is no longer War Machine, but he still shows up to help. And even those who hated this story couldn't deny the fact that the last issue, where the Avengers reminiscence about their greatest moments, and this final scene, which I've put here, these hit them really hard. Brian Michael Bendis has a lot of faults as a writer, but he was what the Avengers needed at the time. By that, I mean that the Avengers have been around for a long time, but they never really achieved A-list status. That was always given to the X-Men. But Bendis changed that. As to how he changed that, well, they'll have to wait next week, as I'll talk about how Brian Michael Bendis reassembled the Avengers.